now I think everything is good. So, like I said, ran into so many technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on, but I believe I've got everything fixed up now, so that is nice. So we are here with the Scot truck. Actually, I can't even say I'm back because I deleted the recordings that I had before because they were just not working. So I'm here with the Scot. I customized the truck, and then this is what we're driving. Customize it up a little bit. Nice little truck. It's good for normal loads. I believe I put a 13 speed in here. Upgrade the engine to 335 horsepower. This truck is from the Steam Workshop. So if anybody wants that, they can check it out there. The game was being weird. So it would only get, like, I could only find loads that were from the same city. So basically anywhere I went, so let's say I was in Phoenix, it was only a Phoenix to Phoenix delivery. That's all I could find. I couldn't find delivery from one city to another. It was only the same one, which it's not very interesting. I was going to try to make a video out of it if I couldn't figure it out, but even that wasn't really working because for some reason my OBS kept crashing as well. But now I believe I figured everything out. I've got everything all fixed up and fine, I believe. So if it crashes, well, that's gonna suck. But yeah, I'll just skip to the place that we're going to. Alright, so we are grabbing this ventilation shaft. There's also a transformer. Ooh. You know, I would like to take that, but I definitely do not have the truck for it. Felt like a really long drive. I mean, for you guys it was instant, but for me, that took like 5 minutes to get here. A lot of traffic. Where you be? Where she be? There she is. Perfect. And we don't have a GPS in here, so I'll just get that a little bit smaller. Nicer looking. Alright, so we are going to Yuma. Need to be there by Tuesday at 8 a.m. 8:30 a.m. That shouldn't be too hard. It's Monday 10 p.m. so we have over 8 hours to get there. This thing is squeaky, I like it. I know it's kind of weird to say about a truck being squeak is a nice thing, but geez, it does seem that much more realistic. Seems like a pretty nice truck. So far I actually think I like it more than the Mac R. There's just something about it. Maybe it's because I customized and upgraded a bit more. I don't know, I'm just driving it. It just seems a bit nicer. It's another truck that I would so far recommend for doing more normal size loads. It actually does seem to be useful for doing heavier loads as well. So if that's interesting or that interests someone to know, then you know, you can do that. I don't think you can do super heavy loads, but it is an option to do somewhat heavy loads with this thing, which is always a nice option. It's always nice to have a truck that can be very versatile. Plus, it's not very expensive. This truck costs just a base price of $50,000, and then with the mods that I put into it to make it very not versatile, but very good for normal loads, it put me up to $72,000. I could have dropped the price a little bit, but on this truck, I put a longer wheelbase on. It comes stock with a shorter one, but I decided to go with a longer one just because I think it looked a bit nicer. And the truck that I want to use for a future episode, I don't know if it's not optimized very well, but during the daytime, so I run ATS at 60 frames, because might as well, well, man, I have a 144 hertz monitor, but my secondary monitor is 60 hertz, so I can only do a maximum of 60. So it's kind of unfortunate on that part, but it doesn't bother me too much. So I run with that truck, it's 60 frames during the day and at night, but if I turn the lights on at all, it drops me down to 40 frames. So I really don't know what the deal is with that truck. But I took some of the lights off, because I put quite a bit of lights on the exterior, and it put me to 50 frames with the lights. I might try to screw around with it a bit more. I might see maybe if some of the other mods, like the graphics mod, is conflicting with it. Because if the graphics mod conflicts with it, I'll just turn it off for that truck. I'll test around with some of the mods that I have and see if possibly turning the graphics mod off will get the frames up a little bit higher just for driving that truck, because it's a really nice truck. Like, it was actually one that I've been looking for quite a while. I've seen it in videos, but I had a hard time finding one for version 1.35, and I'm not sure if the one that I saw would have worked in it. Because it says it's 1.3, but who knows, it might have worked in 1.35. Surprisingly, this truck actually hauls pretty well. Like, I didn't really realize it, but I am speeding quite a bit. I'm just gonna... Yeah, we're gonna stick it. Oops. We're gonna stick it at 105. I'm just gonna swap into this lane here. This truck also, you can put a GPS in it, but it's on the left side, like, right in the front windshield, like in the left side of the windshield at the bottom. And it just felt too awkward for me. It was really small, and I'm used to seeing the GPS on the right side, so I decided to not put that in and just leave this one up, because that way it's still in the spot that I'm used to seeing it. Overall though, I do quite like this truck. One thing I don't like about like, it seems like the older trucks is that the mirrors are so far out and it doesn't fit in my camera, and I don't want to put the FOV up super high or put the seat back really far, because then it just looks kind of weird. And I don't want to have my head turned like that, because that really throws me off. It's kind of why I keep the right side mirror up, so I don't have to turn my head all the time. It's more of a pain just to do that, so I like keeping that one up. Let's get a nice view, well, somewhat nice view of the darkness of what we're hauling here. It's nice because this load, if I get back on the road here, this load actually is a pretty good size compared to the truck itself. It's not super high or super large. Typically it seems like with these older trucks, like when I use the Mac R, oh, that's my phone buzzing. With the Mac R, I just completely lost my train of thought. Alright, the trailer was so much larger than the truck. I believe it was that truck. I think it might have been with another one, but I think it was that one. There's also another older truck that I got off of the Steam Workshop as well. I've pretty much got all my trucks off the Steam Workshop so far, except one of them that will come later. I was using the truck earlier just to kind of test it out, just to make sure it works. The ones on the Steam Workshop, like this one, I haven't done testing with them beforehand, but I figured I'd do the one off of the whatever website I got it off of. I think it might have been like ATS modding or something like that. I wanted to make sure that the truck worked properly before I jumped in to record, because it would have been kind of disappointing to hop in, start recording, and then all of a sudden the truck doesn't work. Alright, we're almost at the destination here. Just around the corner. Oh, looks like we can turn. Where do they want this parked? Where do you need it? Right there? Okay. Looks like we can go right around that. It's very convenient. If this was an articulated trailer, I probably would just skip it. As you may have seen from previous videos, I'm terrible at it. Parking them. Pretty horrible at parking these ones too, but at least I can somewhat manage. That's the main thing, being able to somewhat manage. But only in third person, because I am horrible. That's why I'm not a real truck driver. That is a very obnoxiously loud beep. Then again, this truck is kind of obnoxiously loud overall. I don't know why, it just seems louder than every other truck I've driven. This seems like a much better positioning. You know what, I'm gonna be a good guy. I'm gonna straighten it out a bit more. And I'll probably screw it up even more. You know what? That's probably good actually, you know? I don't want to screw it up more. Boom, I think that was pretty clean. Let it drop, and there we go. 304 kilometers. Took 4 in-game hours. And I got 93,000. Oh, I finally leveled up. Look at that. Not that it does much for me. Oh, what should I do? I don't really want to do long distance because it's already a pain. Explosives. Let's do explosives. So maybe in the next one we can do explosives and see how that works. But I'm just gonna get out here into the truck. I turn it off here. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Like the last episode, it's dark. I will try to make sure that the next episode is during daylight, so that it's a bit nicer to watch. But hey, if you're watching this in a dark room at night, maybe this is something that you're going to want to see.